Hey everybody, this is the Theokinawakid here, and today at my dad's house, so new location, so that's that, and not to mention the fact that there's, um, remember when I said I'm gonna go ahead with the review of Kipo and the Age of the Wonderbeasts later, so yeah, this is the review, so today I'm gonna review the new hit Netflix anime series that premiered like a month ago called Kipo and the Age of the Wonderbeasts. Finally, because I actually able to finally get ahead and do it, so here you go. So Kipo and the Age of the Wonderbeasts stars basically Kipo, this odd-looking girl that basically lives in this underground society of human survivors that basically lives in like 200 years in the future where humans are in the underground while animals or sapient animals basically rule the surface. Think like Commandi and Earth's End. If you ever read that series by Jack Kirby over at DC Comics, so picture that, or like Planet of the Apes, whatever. In any case, this series is based off a popular web comic. I'm not really sure about the author's name, but with that being said, it's a very good series. Then there's like the other characters that follow Kipo as she's trying to return home to her family and stuff. And returning back home, there's Wolf, who's this ultra badass survivor, and she's only like what 10, and she basically is no nonsense and sort of like the muscle of the group. And then there's Dave, I believe his name is Dave. It's been like a month since I've seen the series, at least the first season. So yeah, Dave and his little bug friend, yeah, they're basically also survivors, and they're the ones who basically also meet up with Kipo and Wolf, and how they made they pretty much made friends and stuff. And also, not to mention, there's like various other animal factions that rule the surface, like the mod frogs, the exercise raccoons. Literally the whole show has a bunch of interesting designs and various locales that basically showcase how amazingly imaginative this world can be. The music is amazing. It's very much a blend of hip hop, rap, R&B, mixed with a lot of good sounds, perfect for a post-apocalyptic wonderland that is Kipo and the Age of the Wonderbeasts. Um, there is a main villain. Yes, there is a main villain in this series. It's not just them surviving this wasteland that basically try to stay alive while animals try to kill them. Scarlemagne is the name of the main villain, and he's more or less like the main villain that's trying to enslave all humanity, and not to mention, he's actually named after Charlemagne, you know, the European king. So there's that, and he's like this beefed up but posh and sophisticated mandrill and stuff. Who I'm just gonna say now, he looks something straight out of Planet of the Apes. But yeah, that's something, that's just me. Outside of that, there's also the fact that there's also ongoing plot of what exactly Kipo it actually is, because slight spoilers for anyone who's currently watching the series. You might want to skip ahead now to a certain point to avoid this, but here goes. Kipo is not exactly entirely human. As stated in the show before, earlier in the show, the actual sapient animals that rule the surface are called mutes, you know, short for mutant. So apparently, we learn later in the series that Kipo is half mute, which raises a whole bunch of questions of, okay, is her mother a mute, or her dad a mute? Well, thing is, her mom's half mute too, so it's like, okay, so what kind of ancestry does she have exactly? Like, does she have like ancestry to go far back to a point where mute relatives exist, or like is she part of a human experiment of sorts, her and her mother, that resulted in her having powers like that? So, and with that being said, if you also seen the episode with the dream sequence where Kipo basically had this whole weird trippy dream where her dad and her friends were singing about shit, and there's like different backgrounds for all of them, and a sort of psychedelic sequence. If you've seen her background during that dream sequence, you notice that her symbol is very much the DNA's helix, which means she might be essentially have the same powers as Beast Boy from Teen Titans, as in she doesn't have the powers of one animal. She could turn into any animal she wants. But as evidence with the latest episodes, she can only turn her like hand or this arm into like a jaguar paw tongue tied. So with that being said, she doesn't have full control of her powers yet. I mean, she can't just turn to full on animals yet. It's only partial transformations at this point. So we will just have to wait till season 2 in order for that to just see what happens and see if she gets a full handle of her powers. So with that being said, overall, this show is a very good, very vibrant, very amazing series that just really grabs your attention and just amazingly well written, well drawn, and surprisingly well paced, given it's only like 10 to 12 episodes. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's a very overall good series, and I highly recommend it. One last point I like to point out is that, like, towards the middle of the series, there's also like this lingering plot thread of, well, not plot thread, but like little thing where Kipo's starting to have a crush on, one of the male characters, Dave, I guess. And basically Dave's like, well, I'm flattered, but I'm gay. Which is kind of amazing how literally he just up and says that, like, bluntly. And Kipo's actually fine with it. Like, he's like, oh, I got your mixed signals all mixed up. Want to be friends? Which you rarely get to see that in animation where a gay character comes out just points blank and just like, hey, I'm gay. I like you as a friend and all, but I'm not into you like that. Which kind of points out how mature the series can get. Like, it could tackle like normally controversial topics in a more matter of fact sort of way that just like, oh, okay, then that resolves that plot problem. So most shows usually make a big deal of it. Like most shows, I'm sorry again, with LGBTQ characters tend to have a big sort of deal with that sort of thing. But no, with this character, Dave, the only black male, one of the only few, it tends to be a matter of fact sort of thing and just part of his character. It's just not a big part of his character, but just a part of his character. So I like how they normalize this sort of situation to a point where it's like, okay, awesome, moving on. So with that being said, that's that, and the whole thing just sounds amazing, and that's Kipo and the Age of the Wonderbeasts. So yeah, I'm glad this show exists. I'm really glad this show exists because I love animals, love post-apocalyptic dystopias. I like playing apes and shit. So if you're interested, the first season is on Netflix right now. It's been out for a couple months, since January. So I highly recommend this series. And yeah, that's my review of Kipo and the Age of the Wonderbeasts. And yep, that's me signing out. And this is Theokinawakid'S signing out.